my story really started kind of just like yours, with a group of people.
Yeah.
We called ourselves Filthy Crew.
Oh, nice.
Like Filthy Crew, boy, I tell you right now, we was the hottest thing in Puyallup. You couldn't tell us nothing. I'm telling you, you could not tell us nothing. I mean, the entire block in Puyallup, if you know where it's at, you know where it's at. The entire block in Puyallup, like literally every single weekend, we would have something going on. And the word got out who we were. The word got out what we were trying to do. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing from the start because it was a group of guys who were either attractive, sociable, funny. Like we had an entire group of that kind of energy.
Had your own element.
We all had our own element.
Yeah.
With that being said, at a young age, when you're trying to do so many different things, and you don't stay focused on the main goal, it will destroy you. It will literally take away from everything that you're planning for.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, it's like, yes, we would make the music, and yes, it was fire, it was amazing, but the fun was more fun, started to become more fun than the actual work. Mm-hmm. And so, and I don't mean to be rude, but this is my origin story. This is my viewpoint. It could be different from the guys that I was with.
Right.
I wanted the music a lot more than I wanted the fun.
Okay.
And so I was young at the time too as well. So being young and wanting something and then seeing other people who don't want the same thing, but you want the fun too, it is literally like a division between you as a person.
Yeah.
You have to pick and choose your battles. I thought I was so strong and so almighty that I could do both at the same time.
Battle.
And it's an inner battle. It was such a struggle for me that, like, if it was anybody else, I feel like they would have went crazy. Mm-hmm. We had so much opportunity. Our house was full, packed with people who wanted to see us succeed.
Yeah.
But we wanted to entertain them more than we wanted to entertain them, if you know what I mean, when it comes to the music. And so, with that being said, it was a great experience. I won't get into too much detail about it, but that Filthy Crew experience that I went through from the age 19 to 20, 22, 23, I think that was a really, I can't say cool, I can't say amazing, I can say exciting, and I can say beneficial, mm-hmm. and I can say a learning experience, mm-hmm. the most learning experience I could ever have.
And that's where the spark comes from.
Yeah. I think the spark literally came from that.
Yeah.
Disregard the turmoil, disregard the loss of friends, disregard the loss of people.
Maybe that all comes as a package.
It did.
Maybe that's all the spark entirely.
And that's what transpired.
Right. Yeah.
When I moved to Seattle, that was like the point in my life where it was like, okay, we're about to take advantage of it. We're about to do something with this music. I met some amazing people. I'm a name drop. I met my boy Luke. I was working with my boy Shogun. I mean, we had it down to the T. Mm. When Luke moved here from Montana, it was like, he's a white boy, so like he knows that Montana life. He didn't really know all of the ins and outs of the clubs and things like that, and that's what I was kind of learning on the outside. And so with that being said, it was like, holy shit, it was like overwhelming for him in the sense to be like, damn, this dude knows this many people, this dude is doing all this and networking and communicating, and he was more of a homebody. And so it was like, man, I had to pick and choose, man. Like I had to pick and choose to be a homebody and try to sit at home and make music and instead of networking. And so I had to come to a balance. That's when I made Plan B. That's when I made we made so many different projects in such a small amount of time.
What's Plan B?
So Plan B was my first actual like recording project. So nice. Luke went to Seattle Art Institute, and so did Shogun. And so we had full access to all the stereo equipment.
Yeah.
And so we would go in there and we would bang out tracks. I would just be in there just rapping my ass off in that studio. And I think that was the time where I was the most hungry for it. I didn't know exactly as much as I know now, but I was so hungry at that time. Like literally, we would go from his apartment. It was on Third and Lenora, and we would literally drop down and go to the school. Like the people thought I went there. Mm-hmm. Like I'm bringing everybody that I messed with in Puyallup and made music with in Puyallup. I was bringing them there. We were making music almost every single day. And if we weren't making music there, we were going back to the apartment where Luke had his full setup. Everything was set up and ready to go for us to record there.
So is he a musician too?
Oh,
or
yeah.
is he just in production, or what does he do?
Oh, he's in production.
Oh, okay.
He he makes beats, and he does mastering, mixing, mastering.
But he doesn't rap, does he?
No, he doesn't rap.
He makes the beats.
Yeah.
Okay.
He made the beats. He made the beats. He did the mixing and mastering. He's just like a smart kid, man.
Right.
Like a good guy. One of my best friends right now.
Cool.
And still lives in Montana to this day. Great guy. And man, we would be going from the Art Institute of Seattle to that apartment, to the Art Institute of Seattle, to that apartment, to the Art Institute of Seattle, 24/7.
The grind.
Every single day.
Yep.
The grind.
Yeah.
The hardest working moment of my life.
Yeah.
So like we got the Filthy Crew moment of my life, and then we've got the Seattle Art Institute from 3rd and Lenora. And then I started getting mixed into the club scene, and then started hosting things, and started hosting shows, hosting my birthday parties, meeting the club owners, and just getting really mixed into the scene. Mm. And with all that happening, it's just something about it, like the struggle within it, like trying to do so much for so many different people. I kind of lost my way. And when I say I lost my way, the drinking became heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like drinking became like a very heavy thing, because when you're out, you gotta have a drink or two.
It's an entertainer's struggle.
It's an entertainer's struggle.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be honest. If we lied, I'm gonna be honest. Like a bit of drugs got involved in it too.
Yeah.
And so if we're telling the origin story, that's what happened. And so it really hit me hard when I didn't feel like there were people behind me.
Yeah.
There were people who supported me, but there weren't people behind me or right beside me. If you're not behind me or right beside me, then what are we doing? Like why are we doing that? If we're not on the same wavelength, if we're not trying to push this thing forward, then what are we doing?
We need a mission.
We need a mission. We need a goal. We need to work with what we have.
Yeah.
And so I think within that, I'm a fighter. So I'll never succumb to what people may think about. I fight every single day to make sure that I'm making the best quality of work that I got. And so at that time, even if I'm wrong, at that time I felt like I wasn't getting the help from the people who were sitting right beside me. Mm. And so I started the turmoil. I started to go through a lot of things. I started to doubt myself. And when you start to doubt yourself in this game, and I'm trying to be honest to you guys as much as I can, when you doubt yourself in this game, like you can't succeed. It's impossible. Like you literally have to be in a happy medium that is very, 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 it's a very small, non-open window. You have to literally break and shatter the window in order to get into that motherfucker. Once you get in there and you're content in there, no matter what your circumstances are, I think you will succeed.
That's your flow channel.
That's your flow channel.
Yeah.
Because if you dwell on your successes, you dwell on your lows, or if you dwell too much on your highs, you'll never be humble enough, or you'll never be grateful enough. Mm. And so being in that middle at that time of my life, it was just impossible.
Yeah, that flow channel is important, I think, whatever you're doing. Because what that really is that you're constantly pushing, progressing yourself in right in the middle where it's still productive and you're still getting things done, but you're not going too hard, because what happens is you burn yourself out.
Right.
And you get overwhelmed, anxiety, or just too hard, whatever, and that makes you crash.
Right.
And then the opposite is if you're not trying hard enough, you just get bored. You feel like you're not pushing yourself. And yeah, that's what that is. That flow channel. You stay in the middle where you feel like you're getting things done every day, and there's that natural progression.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
So from that 23 to when I got to Seattle, and that 23 to that about 26, 27, that's when I really was, it was literally the biggest roller coaster. Actually, 23 to 25 was the hardest working time of my life. 23 to 26, hardest working time of my life. I don't think I ever worked hard to try to accomplish a goal.
And this is with your career.
And this is what I do. This was my music. This was just music, actually, solely. 26, 28, where I'm at right now. That's where I really just took a break. My last song that I put out for people was at the age of 26.
Okay.
And it was called Man on the Moon.
Okay.
And I really felt like that man on the moon from my own mistakes and from just not having the people around me like myself. I pushed away family, I pushed away friends, I pushed away family, but in that whole, I pushed away toxic people as well.
Okay, yeah, that's the cleanse, yeah.
And that's the cleanse, but in that cleanse, I pushed away family and I pushed away friends as well. And that right there was, it's the most lonely time of my life.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing, and that's one thing I want to reflect on too, is that when you are kind of self-made, and that's like what you're trying to do is pursue your passion, your career, you start to realize how lonely it is.
Right.
Because people around you, for the most part, they don't have the same goals. They don't have the same, ideas of what they want to do with their lives. And you really do feel alone. And that's one reason why I would say I reached out to you, is because I sensed that you had things you wanted to do. And it's so nice when you can find like-minded people, which is why we're doing this, is because you don't feel so alone. Because it is a struggle, and we're on our journey right now. Right. And it should be fun, and you should have the people around you that are also on their own journeys too. Right. And I really wish your friend could have made it, because I would love to hear his passion, and just that we're all, we have our own thing that we're doing, and we're all pushing as individuals, but you want to find people who understand the struggle.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And so just to wrap up the origin, we're here now, and at this point in time, I've got 2 albums completely written.
Nice, yeah. Good.
Like completely written with everything is done.
This is current stuff.
This is current things that I've done in the last 2 years. 2 albums completely written and 3 EPs that I've completely written. I'm at this point where 2020, I want to release every single thing that I got. I want to give it all. Yeah. I want to give it all to the people who have been supporting me and have never stopped. And I want to give it all to the people who have doubted me. And literally who have said from the jump that this is never going to happen. And
sometimes it's family.
And sometimes it is family. Yeah. But I want people to understand what it is for me. It's not to be on MTV and be no, I don't want to do that. I want to make great music. Yeah. Great music.
Yeah, that's where it should always be, is it's not about what your end goal is, it's about what you want to do that makes you happy and how you want to share that with the world. Absolutely. And naturally, people are going to gravitate towards it.
True.
And wherever that medium is.
Yeah, for sure. And so 2020, man, that's what I want for this decade, for this next whole decade, man. I'm a late bloomer, and I'm always gonna stay young. And I'm always, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm always gonna be young. I'm always gonna be active. I'm always gonna be, active. I'm always gonna be moving.
You can't have idle hands.
Right? Can't.
Yeah.
And so this year is going to be that year. And if anybody else feels that same way, then let's move. Yeah. If you and I feel that same way, 2020 got to be that year to move forward, to propel, to excel, to be great, to be amazing, and to take that step, like I was saying before, jumping over that line and making that step. So.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Origin stories, man. That's it right there.
Yes, man. I'm so crazy. It's so crazy that whole thing stopped at the time.